Hey guys, welcome to Cocktails with Creatives, your virtual cocktail hour where we chat real business. I'm your host, Amanda Mays, and I answer from everything to web and brand designer, creative business owner, cocktail lover, and your new biz bestie. Pull up a chair and grab your drink because we are about to dive in deep to all things business, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get real. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am so excited for this episode. We are chatting 4 ways to improve your client experience. These are all tips that I used within inside my business, and I have seen such good results from, so I can't wait to share with you guys. But first, it's cocktail time. Let's grab our cocktail. Today, we are doing the lavender lemonade, and if you haven't tried anything lavender flavored yet, don't knock it till you try it. I didn't think I would like it, but you guys, don't sleep on it. It is so good. We're going to start off with a glass of ice, then 1 ounce lavender syrup. You can grab this on Amazon, and I've also seen it at Home Goods. And who doesn't need a good excuse to go to Home Goods? Am I right? Okay. So 1 ounce lavender syrup, 1 shot of vodka, or 2 if you're having a bad day. You know how I am. And then we top with our favorite lemonade. You guys, it's so refreshing, so good, and you'll definitely want seconds. Okay, so client experience. We want to add anything we can to our client experience to go above and beyond what the client expected. It is one of those phrases where you underpromise but you over deliver. Happy clients create happy chatter for our business, and that is always good. That's great for networking, great for marketing, and great for referrals. So these are 4 tips I use with inside my business to create that happy chatter. So, number 1, take yourself through your own client experience from start to finish. I say this because I have done this several times at the very beginning of my business, and I have gone through a couple other times just because I needed to work out kinks. So if you're first starting out and you've never had a client experience, this is a really good place to start to make sure that you're having a really good jumping off point for your clients. But also, if you're more seasoned in business and you're starting to notice maybe some kinks or some things that you want to add to, or maybe you're getting some feedback that you're not liking and you're seeing where you can improve on things. Going through that client experience from start to finish is a great way to remap how to provide the best services for our clients. So how I take myself through my client experience is first I map out everything that goes into a project from start to finish. I take a piece of paper and I start from inquiry all the way down to signing off on the project, and then even a little bit further than that. So I want to make sure that I am not missing any steps, and when I map out all the steps, so let's say we start with a client reaches out through our website. How can we direct them to easily book with us? So for me, that looks like I have an inquiry form on my website that's connected to my Dubsado that automatically sends them an email back telling them a little bit more about myself and inviting them to hop on a free call so we can chat about their project. That all works on the back end automatically, and I don't have to be in my inbox at all. And from doing that and creating that workflow for my potential clients, my leads, I have heard from multiple clients of mine how easy it was to get in contact with me, talk about my projects and my services and how I can help them. So that is one way that I add to that client experience, and I learned that by mapping everything out and figuring out how it's going to be easiest for them and easiest for me. Obviously, this is going to be different for everybody. It's going to be unique. So when you are planning that mapping out section, you can really get detailed into where you can work out easy workflows, where you can add personalized touches into that mapping out your client workflow. It is a great way to find little pieces that are missing and work out any kinks that you might be experiencing or possibly could experience. While you're doing this step, if you're not currently utilizing a CRM, a client relation management system, I highly suggest you jump aboard and get started with that. It's a little bit to set up, but it helps provide a more seamless client experience for you and your clients. So, like I said, I use Dubsado, and that controls all of my leads, all of my contracts, invoices, payment plans, and client intake forms. I have these all mapped out, so it's going to workflow on the back end what the next step is, so I'm not constantly in my inbox, I'm not constantly on my software. It personalizes it and sends it directly to the client. And that has been one of the best things that I have incorporated in my business. I have heard a lot of feedback saying it's so easy. Everything is just, everything looks professional. Everything is easy to get in contact with you. All the information is there. So I definitely recommend a CRM for this section of your business when you're going through and you're mapping everything out and you're looking for easier ways to make sure that everything stays on task and everything is seamless. If you want to try out the software I use, Dubsado, I do have a coupon code in the show notes for you that you can link, and you can try out 3 test clients, and you can kind of get your feet wet and see all of the capabilities that it can help you with your clients. Okay, on to tip number 2. Now that you've worked through your client experience, you have a map of how you're going to take your clients from start to finish. Here's where you can really personalize your system to make the client experience one of a kind. How I have worked this in my business is from the very beginning, when they sign their contract, I deliver them a client intake form that really dives deep into their project. It's quite long, and client homework, though you're excited about the project, sometimes it can be quite daunting. Sometimes, especially when you're busy and you're in a busy season of your life, the last thing you want to do is sit down and actually pour your heart out into this client intake form. So what I do to make sure that I am creating a space for my client to really enjoy this experience, even though it can be a little time consuming for them, I deliver their client homework and I let them know inside that client homework to take their time, set time just for themselves to relax, go over each step of this project, and to keep an eye out on their inbox, because something very special is going to be delivered for them to utilize while they're filling out this client form. So one, that gets them excited. They're like, okay, I don't have to get to this right this minute. I can take some time, maybe later today, tomorrow, and sit down, have a little me time, and I'm getting a little surprised. Yeah, I wonder what it is. And what I do is I send them a $10 Starbucks gift card, $5, $10, just, depending on what the purchase price of their package was. And that gives them a little, gift, a little self-care time to relax and dive deep into their project. And I feel like that gets them a little bit more excited. And it puts a little personalized touch to the project for them. This can look differently for you. So maybe you're a photographer and you don't have a long client intake form, but you do want to have your clients relax when they get to their shoot. So when you're getting information about them at the start of their shoot, maybe ask a question like, what is your favorite cocktail? Or what is your favorite Starbucks drink? Or what is your go-to snack or something like that? And then at the shoot, you could provide that coffee for them or that cocktail for them or a little snack for their family. It doesn't have to be more than $5, $10, but it's a thought that counts, and it helps you stand out and helps your client really feel special. Recently, for my brand photo shoot, that is something similar that my client did for me. She knew that I loved charcuterie boards, and she first offered to order one, but because it was a little bit last minute because we changed where our shoot was, she actually went to the store, picked up a few different snack items and put it on a beautiful tray. We got to shoot with it because it was part of my personality, and we got to have a little snack, and I totally loved it. Okay, tip number 3, get to know your client's pain spots and how you can help solve them within your service. So this kind of falls under the whole under promising, over delivering. Creating happy clients creates happy chatter, right? So how this looks for me, and this can look totally different for you, and I'll give you some more examples, but how this looks for me is I ask specific questions to my clients on their kickoff call, on their forums, just trying to get to know some things that maybe they could use my help with. So one of the questions I ask is, if you had a magic wand, what would you do inside your business, or how would you create something inside your business? What is something that you feel lacking when you look at your competitors? What is something that they're doing that you wish you could have that same results? And then I brainstorm on how I can work that into their business. Sometimes it's I feel like I'm not really connecting with my clients. I mean, how can I connect with my audience more? I feel like I have this website and I don't even know if my clients or my audience are even engaged with it. How can I figure that out? And sometimes that can be, well, do you have an email list? We could create a freebie and we can start engaging with our clients through email, or our audience through email. Maybe it's a photographer and she wants to create more chatter on Instagram and more connections with Instagram, and we can work with doing like an Instagram hashtag and playing a game with that and create a graphic for that. Typically, some of their pain points might be above the project scope, but some of them are just little pain points that you can really get involved with into your current project. So how this could look like for maybe a photographer. Because you're working with people and you're capturing their image, and a lot of time when we're looking at images of ourselves, we become our biggest critics. We see things about ourselves that other people may not notice. So maybe inside your shoot planning form, you can ask the question, are there things that you're uncertain about? Are there areas of your body that you're concerned? Are there confidence issues that you're struggling with? How can I cater to make sure that they feel comfortable during my shoot, and I can provide them images of areas that they love about themselves? So maybe even ask the question, what is your favorite feature? What's your least favorite feature? So you can really get to know those angles that you need to do. Maybe watch out for certain sections that they may feel a little unconfident with. So that is another way you can speak to your clients' pain points and help solve them with your service. Okay, the last tip is show your clients how excited you are to be working with them. So this can be put together in so many different ways, but for me, how I do it is I am constantly toting on my clients. If I am on Instagram stories, I am giving them shout outs. I'm giving them sneak peeks. I am constantly telling them and verbalizing with them how excited and blessed I have them as a client. It's kind of like giving them that praise. It costs absolutely nothing, and it creates a really warm and inviting environment for them where they feel safe to talk about their feelings and their ideas, and it helps them become more connected to you. So I'm always telling them how thankful I am for them. Little emails saying, oh, thank you so much for giving me that feedback. I am so lucky to be working with an amazing client like you. Things like that. Getting on Instagram stories and be like, oh my gosh, you guys, I have the most amazing client. Her name is blah, blah, and she sells this. And oh my gosh, I'm so blessed to work with her. It really does create a really welcoming environment, and it helps your client really let their guard down and feel like they can be themselves around you. Okay, I know I said I only had 4 tips for you today, but if you stay to the end of this episode, I have a bonus tip for you guys, and that is sending a closing gift after the project is finished. This is something that you can take as big or as little as needed. It can be as simple as a handwritten letter, just thanking them and telling them how amazing it was to work with them. Or you can actually get to know them on a bigger level and send a more expensive gift. So for what I do is I always ask my clients what's their drink of choice. This could mean cocktails, and this could mean like just, regular coffee, water, drink. And a lot of times it is a cocktail that they name, and I will send them a little gift. Typically it's like a champagne and some gummies that represent that cocktail. So a lot of times it is like champagne flavored gummies or rosé gummies or something like that. And then I do like a little gift that's personal to them and shows how appreciative I am to work with them. You don't have to go with big, extravagant gifts. It can be as small as a thank you card. Maybe it is like a little curated gift from your local boutique you can deliver after the shoot that you did. It can really be as big or as little as you want, but it just shows that client that you are thankful for them. And like I said, happy clients create happy chatter, and little things can go a long way. So that is it. Thank you so much for listening. I cannot wait for our next episode, and we'll talk later. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our podcast. And hey, if you have any type of story you want to share with us, whether it is a nightmare client, a business tip, a win, a loss, I want you to text this number, 989-545-1195. Everything is anonymous, no contact information will be stored, and I want to share your experiences with our amazing community. You're not alone here, and we want you to be a part of this podcast as well. And I want to stay connected. Please come visit me over on Instagram at Amanda Mays Design and our website, amandamays.com. See you next time.